What's up, guys? I'm Travis. You're watching Upgraded RC, and this video is going to be different than any video I've ever done before. Today I'm going to show you guys what I've been up to for the last couple of months, because you'll notice I'm not in the same place. You don't see my big toolbox behind me. I'm actually stuck in a Connex right now. I'm moving. I have successfully moved out of my house. I've sold it. Now I'm on 5.5 acres, whereas before I was on a 1/4 acre, so it feels pretty good. But they have yet to build my house yet. It's probably going to take about 6 months or so. So I'm out here on property. I'm going to build a great big RC track. We're here in Whitewater, Colorado. If anybody's close to me, you're probably going to be partaking in this if you want to. I'm going to go ahead and recap some of the stuff today that we've done in the past, some of my other videos. I'm going to show you how well our body repair did to our Lexan body after we added the aluminum and the epoxy to it. We're going to talk about the differentials and some of the fluids I added that worked or didn't work. Anyway, guys, yeah, let me show you around real quick. So real quick, guys, here is my shop I was talking about. It's a Connex, and the only power I have out here right now is that generator right there, which is a 9375. It does really good. I got a shed built. I'm living in a trailer. I got a water tank in the back of my truck. I mean, we are just getting going here. All you can see over here is maybe some of the orange stakes on the ground where they're getting ready to go. Anyway, here's the inside of my Connex. I don't want to bore you guys too much, but I got a little space set up here. Got all my clamps and stuff hanging on the wall. My smaller toolbox is in here. My bigger toolbox is at a friend's shop. He was nice enough to let me put some of my bigger tools over there. God, I cannot tell you how much I love battery-powered tools right now. Without power, these are great. I've got everything that Porter Cable offers, and then 12 batteries to go with it. It sure does help getting stuff done around here. And as you can see, I've got all my parts to my RC car spread all over the place, just like I usually do. That's about all the room I've really got right there. The rest is just all kinds of crap back there piled up. Okay, anyway, let's get into this. Alright guys, so let's go ahead and start with our body. One of the videos I made was how to repair Lexan body damage. And I did this through a combination of aluminum and epoxy. I think it turned out pretty good, to be honest with you. I've been bashing with this for probably about a month, and I've had some pretty good wrecks. As a matter of fact, just yesterday I was able to hit full speed on my driveway in the first 300 feet of the property, and I hit one of the survey stakes here and just did like 20 cartwheels. It went on for like 10 seconds before it finally stopped. Anyway, the damage that I found, the only thing that I noticed was the epoxy is starting to separate from the body. It didn't stick to the body that well, but all the aluminum that I did here, let me see if I can get in here for you guys and show you. All the aluminum pieces I put in here and riveted in and underneath this seem to be working out great. They're holding up awesome. All of the washers that I put underneath the body here to protect the body, you can see all four of them. They turned out great. And I mean, I've been wrecking in gravel and dirt, and I mean it turned out pretty good. I'd say the epoxy was a failure, but the aluminum worked out really good, and I didn't notice the weight at all. So the next thing on our list, guys, is the differentials, the front and rear differentials with the spider gears here. If you remember, in that video we called Traxxas because nobody was really certain if it was 50K or not, front and rear stock from the factory. So I called Traxxas, and they told us, in fact, it was 50K. They also told us they fill it up about 7/8 to full, depending on where you want to be, but shouldn't really be anything less than the top of the gears. Anyway, we went ahead and installed the stock 50K in front and rear differentials, and I think it worked out really good. I ran it, like I said, for about a month, and it feels pretty good. Not like it's lost any viscosity or anything, and I did not have it spinning out in the corners or have the wheels really growing extreme on the jumps, you know, so I think it worked out a lot better than the grease I had in there. But I would probably go with 60 weight next time, just to make it a little bit stiffer. But for now, we're going to go ahead and run it out for the next couple months, probably before I change it out again. So that worked really good. So the next thing, guys, and part of the differential also, is the ring. and the pinion that go with your differential. So when you put your ring and pinion in here inside of your bulkhead, you're going to need some kind of lubrication. Now in the past, I have pretty much always used the Vanquish or the stock grease that it comes with. But last time we decided to try something different. I love this on all my bearings, and we thought it would be a game changer. So I went ahead and put this on my ring and pinion inside the bulkheads, front and rear, and I did the center diff as well. It worked really well, but the problem I had with it is that, I guess I didn't think about this, it's too light. So all of the lubricant, even though it's a gel, it worked its way out through the bearings here. It came out through the bearings on the sides and worked its way out, and I mean it just made a big mess of things, and I didn't know how much had leaked out, so I had to stop, and that's why I'm doing this now, is I'm replacing this with the Vanquish grease that I usually use, because the other stuff just leaked out all over the place and made a big mess. Let me show you. I mean, look at my front diff here. Look at how dirty this is. This is due to all of the gel leaking out around that bearing that I just showed you, and then the dirt sticking to it. And you guys have never seen my car this dirty before. This is just what it looks like when the fluid or gel leaks out of the bearings and the dirt sticks to it. I mean, look at this right here. Here's my center diff. Can you see all the fluid right here? It's actually puddling up. There's so much coming out. And once again, I mean, it worked really good. It still works great. I just don't know how much is left in there, and I don't like it leaking out. I don't like it to be dirty, so we're going to go ahead and replace it and everything back to the Vanquish grease. We're going to go ahead and open up this front diff here. I already showed you the rear one I had apart, but I want you to see what it looks like inside, and we want to see how much fluid or how much of that gel is actually left, and if it looks like gel or not. Alright, so let's see what's left in here now. Well, you can still see there's some gel inside here. Not much though. It looks like it's pretty much gone. I guess the important thing is that it would be on the ring and pinion, which it is a little bit, not a whole bunch, but it's still there. It still feels like it's got some pretty good viscosity to it too. It didn't break down by any means. Here's our ring, or pinion, I'm sorry. It looks like it's pretty good, no damage. Inside you can see there's still some gel inside there, but it's pretty much gone. Yeah, it just leaked out all over the place, guys. I think that was a bad idea. Chalk that one up as a mistake, and we're going to go ahead and put the grease back in it, the Vanquish grease. Okay guys, so we got our bulkhead cleaned out pretty good here. Not too bad at all. Got all the gel out. Came out a lot easier than that grease, I'll tell you what. It was not that bad. All I used was a toothbrush and a little bit of WD-40 and a rag, and just wiped it out the best I could, and used the toothbrush to brush in between the teeth on everything and get the spots that I couldn't get with the rag, and I think it works pretty good. I use that quite a bit. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and put our grease back on this. I'm going to use the Vanquish grease. Everybody says you really only need about a pea size to be able to do your ring and pinion. I usually use just a little bit more than that. I'm not going to use as much as I usually do. I've been bashed in the past for using too much grease, but I think we're going to go ahead and probably put 2 or maybe 3 peas on there just to kind of completely coat the ring and the pinion, and then I'm good after that. So we got our Vanquish grease here. It's a Blue Gear Rock Lube is what it is, and it works really well. I wish I would have stuck with this, but hey, you got to experiment sometimes, you know. So all I'm going to do is take a screwdriver here and pull about a pea-sized portion off, and I'm going to go ahead and put this on my gears here, like so. Just kind of work it around a little bit so that all the gears are coated. Like I said, you don't really need too much. Just enough to coat your gears. Here's my, I'd say that's almost a pea. There's about a pea and 3/4 or something so far, if anybody's keeping track. Okay, I'm thinking that probably looks pretty good. I'm going to get the outside of this so it's got a little bit of lube on it as well. There we go. We pretty much completely coated our ring here. So I'm going to drop our ring into our bulkhead, find its spot right where it wants to be. Now I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing to the pinion. Now I know this is probably too much, but like I said, I always use a little bit more than everybody tells me I should anyway. I can't really see too much of a problem with grease other than making a mess. But it does lubricate everything up. That's its job. So we'll just put just enough on here to go all the way around. Rob a little bit there and put it there, maybe just a hair more. Okay, I'm good with that. Like I said, everybody's going to tell me that was probably too much. I think it's going to work out good for me though. Go ahead and put our pinion back in here against our ring. Get it where it wants to be. There you go. Okay. So our ring and pinion has Vanquish Blue Gear Rock Lube on it. I believe it's about the correct amount, maybe a little bit too much, but I don't think we're going to have any problems with it leaking out. And you can see the viscosity on this. See how it's got the little strings sticking together. This is such good stuff. You just walk it around all the way around and make sure all the teeth are lubed, and that's it, guys. I think that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and put our cover back on and do the front one. So we put about the same amount of our blue rock lube grease on the rear differential as well as the front, and you can still see the strings right there coming off it. Man, this is just great stuff. Really good stuff. So that's about all you need, guys. About a pea. I think I went with about 2.5 peas. Sorry, like lubrication. Okay, we're going to go ahead and button that part back up. Alright guys, let's go ahead and take apart our center diff here. I have a feeling it's going to have more fluid in it because they're still leaking out pretty good. Let's see what we got here. Alright. Well, as you can see, it looks like there's plenty of fluid still in there. It's not all gone. I didn't put a whole bunch to begin with, guys. I just kind of coated everything. Oh yeah, the torque biasing gear still got plenty on it. It's very well lubed up and not losing any viscosity either. Let's see here. Let's get the rest of this out of here. Oh yeah. Yeah, we got a little bit. There's a little puddle right there in the bottom, not a whole bunch, but I don't know if I could have run this another 2 or 3 runs and it'd all be gone, but it'd be a bigger mess, and that was my concern. So anyway, we're going to go ahead and put grease in this one too, guys. And I'm going to do the same exact thing with the grease in here, because this is basically the same thing as your bulkhead. This is your gearbox for your center diff. So what I'm going to do is just go ahead and completely coat the outside of this torque biasing gear, and then spin it and make sure these have lube on them too. But I'm not going to go overkill, probably 2 or 3 Ps once again. Okay, so we got all our stuff cleaned up. Got the inside of the case pretty good, and our torque biasing gear and everything else. So let's go ahead and lube it up and we'll put it back together. So once you get them all tightened down the way that you want them, go ahead and check it for smooth operation. Make sure there's no binding or any issues at all, and it should move freely. And by the way, that 20 million weight diff fluid that I put in here, it's definitely done its job. It's factory, it's stock. I think I would just recommend sticking with a 20 million. If you go less than that, what happens is it allows the power to slip easier and go to either the back or the front. I'd rather have full four-wheel drive the whole time I'm doing this. The only reason it's there is if you go over a let's say you have a bad wreck or you run into a wall or something, it'll have a little bit of give instead of blowing up all your differentials at one time. So it is necessary, but I probably wouldn't go any more than that. I don't know if they make more, but I don't think I'd go any less than that either. I really like it. It's working out really good for me. So go ahead and put it back together. Okay guys, so we got our front and rear diff and our center diff all cleaned up, and I put the blue Vanquish grease all the way around. I put it back together. It feels great. I think it's going to work out really good for us. Hopefully no more leaks come out. I've never had it leak with the blue Vanquish before. The other thing I wanted to say was one of my videos where I was talking about my solution to the rod end problem. That's where we put the bump stops inside the shocks. I just wanted to say that's working out great for me. I've probably got 6 months on it, maybe 7 on those bump stops in there. I still haven't had a rod end come off. And I've had some pretty bad wrecks, guys, so that's pretty impressive for me. I think there was just too much play there, and the bump stop took it out and fixed that problem. And in my shocks, just so you guys know, I'm running the 60 weight Team Losi shock oil. It works pretty good. It's getting warmer right now. I think I'm going to go to 70 or 80. And I've got the strongest springs that Traxxas makes, the purple ones. They're still, I wish they made another size stronger. That would be nice. Other than that, guys, I'm working on dialing in my radio. Showed you guys how to do it. It just takes time and where you're at in different tracks and what you're trying to do and accomplish with it. But I'm sure that's going to work out great for me, and I'll let you know how that's going. And then the last thing was the gearing. I'm running 1646 gearing, and it's worked out great for me for being a basher and just bashing around and jumping and stuff like that. And I don't know, maybe getting up to 60 miles an hour. It works really good. I'm very happy with that gearing. So other than that, guys, I'm working on my house. I'm going to be building a track here in Whitewater, Colorado, and I will invite everybody that's around to come race it. Hopefully we have sanctioned races, maybe by the end of the year, maybe by the end of next year. I don't know how long it's going to take for all this stuff to happen, but obviously I don't want people here racing when they're trying to build my house. So it's going to happen after that, and we'll get everything going. You guys go play, have fun, have a good time. And send me your videos. I want to see them. I'm going to send you some of mine as we're building the track and I'm making jumps and racing around here. And we got lots more to talk about, guys. Until then, peace out. You guys have a good one.